The big story we're tracking: ICC President Mustafa Kamal has raked up a huge controversy following Bangladesh's loss in the World Cup against India. Mustafa Kamal has targeted the umpires of the match Aleem Dar and Ian Gold for the number of decisions that were given against Bangladesh. He also alleges that not one or two, at least 12 decisions went against Bangladesh. In an exclusive interview with Headlines Today, he said that this trend is dangerous for cricket and he will take it up with the ICC. Meanwhile, the ICC has tried to distance itself from the controversy. In a statement issued by CEO David Richardson, the ICC has said that comments of President Mustafa Kamal are unfortunate and the integrity of umpires cannot be questioned. He went on to completely refute claims that match officials had an agenda. Reactions coming in from Bangladesh on umpiring decisions in yesterday's game. Here's a look at former Bangladeshi captain Habibul Bashar had to say.
The India versus Bangladesh quarter-final has been a point of debate, especially related to the umpiring. To talk more on this, we have with us former and one of the most successful cricket captains of Bangladeshi cricket team, Mr. Habibul Bashar. Mr. Bashar, give us an idea on what is your make and take on the fact that the umpiring, was it biased?
Look, I wouldn't say it is biased, but definitely umpiring is part of cricket. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't go your way. I just look at it in that way. Unfortunately, yesterday the few decision has got a big question mark, and as I mentioned, unfortunately it went against us. So, as a Bangladeshi fan, definitely everyone is really disappointed because those decisions sometimes one or two decisions made a big part in a cricket match. Unfortunately, it happens last match. So I'm a bit disappointed, but this is part of cricket. It happens most of the time.
Understanding that someone from Bangladesh is the ICC president, what should be the forum of discussion and taking this case forward in the international forum of cricket?
Look, technology is there to support and help to go in right way cricket. Sometimes umpires, what I feel, sometimes they become overconfident and they don't want to use the technology. My question is, if technology is there, you should use it. Time and time it happens. Not only this game, sometimes Bangladesh get bad decision, and you can understand when we get bad decision, it makes big upset for us. So. But discussion can, I don't know, I mean, it can happen that to look forward. We can always look forward and minimize the decision, but cricket is such a game, and umpire also human being, they also do mistake. So what we can do, we can discuss to minimize this mistake. That's the only thing we can discuss.
Do you think Bangladesh should lodge an official protest and complain in the international forum on what happened? There could have been a different decision on the match at least.
It could have. Sometimes this decision made a big part, sometimes it don't. Unfortunately, yesterday it made a big part. That's what we all think. Look, not only I'm not looking at only the last game. I'm looking at overall, whenever Bangladesh played, we always get this kind of decision which went against Bangladesh. So I think we can not really lodge a complaint, but I think we can always discuss how to minimize and go forward from here.
Disappointed with what happened? There could have been a role reversal on the match at least.
Well, it could have easily, it could have, India still won if that goes in a way, but when you lost a game in quarterfinal, there always a question mark, and it really hurt us.
And my last question, the ICC president is from Bangladesh, Mr. Mustafa Kamal. Do you feel that any kind of step should be initiated by him as far as one of the representations of Bangladesh is concerned?
He is there. He is watching in most of the game. But what I felt, I'm not only thinking about last game, say in quarterfinal. I'm actually thinking about overall the game Bangladesh has played. So I think he can stay forward, and we can stay forward. I think we all can stay forward to make sure that everything goes in right way.
Well, everything goes in right way, but the decision is done, the game is over, and of course, India has moved on to the semi-final. However, in Bangladesh, it is a ripple effect, and that too of disappointment. With camera person Tapas Bahiri, this is Manogya Loiwal in Dhaka for Headlines Today.
And Manogya is also with us on the phone line from Dhaka. Manogya, you managed to get us reactions from former cricketers about Mustafa Kamal's statement. How's the Bangladeshi Cricket Board reacting to this controversy?
Well, they have taken the matter on a very serious note. They feel that the umpiring was, of course, not up to the mark, and because of the poor umpiring in these quarterfinals, the Indian team could go ahead. There is no question about the credibility of the Indian team, but however, had there been umpiring on a neutral basis, which they feel wasn't done, it was a biased approach on the part of the umpires. They say even there was the technology that was available could have been used in a better way in case there was some questioning on the decision, which wasn't done in this case. However, the fact that Rohit Sharma wasn't given an out, even when the Bangladeshi feel he should have been given so, of course, there is a lot of resentment and disappointment in the people in Bangladesh.
Absolutely, Manogya. Stay on with us. We're also being joined by former Indian cricketer Chetan Chauhan. Thanks so much for speaking to Headlines today, Mr. Chauhan. How would you react to the controversy now? The ICC has issued a statement distancing themselves from Mustafa Kamal's comment.
See, the rough decisions are part and parcel of the game, and now with neutral umpires, it cannot be said that the umpiring has been biased and it is deliberate. Maybe the umpires have made mistakes. Yes, I do agree that one or two decisions did go against Bangladesh, but then ultimately India is a much better side, and they played much better. And I don't think a decision here and there would have made so much of difference, because Indians are playing well. India is playing well. They are on a roll, and I don't think there would have been much difference even if the decisions had gone in favor of Bangladesh.
Absolutely, Mr. Chauhan, but this does put a question mark on umpiring decisions that are being taken in the ongoing World Cup, even if India is a better side.
Well, I will not use the word that it was deliberate. Maybe the umpires are human beings, that they do make mistakes. Sometimes it goes in favor of a team, and sometimes it goes in favor of the other team. So I will not say it was deliberate and it was intentional. It just is that some genuine mistakes were made, and they may have gone against some particular team or some particular batsman. But then ultimately it's all part and parcel of the game, and ultimately it all balances. Because I've been an international cricketer myself, I've also had rough decisions against me, and then at the same time one or two decisions went in my favor also. So I don't think the result would have been different. But at the same time, I would also say that all umpires' decisions are reviewed and by the ICC, because all the matches they are all taped and they are all recorded, and then they all go to a select or umpires committee, and then decisions are taken, and on the basis of that recording, the umpires are graded, and that's how they are upgraded, and that's how they get international games.
All right, so Mr. Chauhan, you're basically saying that this wasn't really intentional. Please stay on with us. We also have with us our consulting editor sports, Boria Majumdar, who's with us on the phone line from Melbourne. Boria, this has come as a huge embarrassment for the ICC, as Chetan Chauhan is also there saying that there are a couple of rough decisions, but this wasn't really intentional. Even as he says that there is an acknowledgement from almost everyone that there were a couple of decisions that did go against Bangladesh.
Yes, but for an ICC president to come out and say this is quite extraordinary. I mean, and now Dave Richardson distancing himself from this statement, saying it's made in a personal capacity. For Mustafa Kamal to say what he has said, and he will rake it up in the ICC board meeting. The Bangladesh president, I also met Papon, who's the BCB president, who was going to meet Mustafa Kamal to file a formal complaint. All said and done, Simi, this is an extraordinary situation. It has never happened before. That in an ICC World Cup, the ICC president is saying that the umpiring is biased, it is favouring one country, it is criminal for cricket, it might be deliberate. These are very strong words. So the ICC needs to wake up, and it's a divided house. Clearly, Mustafa Kamal on one side, Bangladesh on one side, and Dave Richardson and the administrative staff on the other. So the ICC needs to get its house in order, because there are some serious sentiments flowing here in Melbourne at this point in time.
Absolutely, this as Boria is pointing out, has never happened before in the history of ICC World Cup. Boria, Mr. Chauhan and Manogia, please stay on with us. Let's once again play out that interview that ICC President Mustafa Kamal gave to Headlines today, where he questioned the umpiring decisions taken during the India-Bangladesh match.
I'm joined by ICC President Mustafa Kamal, the first Bangladeshi ever to don the hat of ICC President, who was at the ground yesterday and is a bit of a frustrated and disappointed man this morning. You were at the ground yesterday and all of us saw what happened with the Rohit Sharma catch. We were disappointed, the press box was disappointed. What do you have to say to that?
Well, you see, because as ICC President, if you ask me a question in that case, I think it is not a proper platform to answer. But as one of you, as a spectator, as a supporter of cricket, I was on the ground. I can tell you about my feelings. But you see, the whole event was a mess yesterday. Whole event means the game was itself is a mess because of the mismanagement. So not only one decision about you said about Rohit Sharma, the umpiring was nowhere. It was a completely disappointed. And not one decision, not two decisions, not three decisions, not four decisions. There could be 1 dozen decisions. And the way it was done, I don't know. God forbid, if it was done with a purpose, it is a killing element for cricket.
But Mr. Kamal, you are actually saying a very serious thing. You are saying many decisions went against Bangladesh. Are you saying that?
Yes, many decisions went. All decisions went against Bangladesh. I have not seen a single decision. Yes, human errors are there. Umpires sometimes they are also human beings. They can make mistakes. But when anybody sees that, the entire crowd was shouting against the umpires. Right from after 1 or 2 decisions, they started shouting against them.
So will you take this up in the ICC? Will you make this into an issue? Because it's an important issue that you are raising.
No, definitely, because this is not... ICC officials are also there.
Have they seen that?
They have seen the sentiment of the people. They have definitely gathered information and possibly, not possibly, I think it is certainly will come up for discussion in the next ICC meeting. And
when you say management, will you elaborate? What exactly are you saying that in terms of organizational management it was a mess?
It was, you see, umpires and also the umpires upstairs.
As in the third umpire?
Third umpires and everybody. So because nothing, why? You see, the whole thing is, if there is an LBW decision, it should have come on the TV screen. It was not coming. Nothing was coming. Nothing was showing there. Everything was kept outside the purview of the normal game procedure, you know. So in every normal games, whenever you see there is a decision confused or disputed, in that case, just to make it transparent, they show it number of times. But yesterday it was not shown at all. The catch was definitely, you have seen how the catch was taken and how he was given out, and whenever everybody is out, the umpire says it's not out, it's a no ball, things like that. One after another. And then when a guy is taking a ball from the ground, he says it is out. So like that.
So are you saying that Dhoni's catch of Tamim Iqbal was not...
I will not mention anything, but what I will say, the umpiring was very, very poor. Now whether was
it deliberate? Are you saying it was deliberate?
That I don't know whether it was deliberate. If it is deliberate, it is dangerous for cricket. It is a killing element for cricket. And I hope it was not deliberate.
Explosive allegations being made by the president of the ICC. Former Indian cricketer Chetan Chauhan is with us on the phone line. Mr. Chauhan, it's pretty clear that the ICC president is also somewhere talking like a Bangladeshi cricket fan, not just as an ICC official, which is sad considering the kind of responsibility that he has to bear on his shoulders from that position that he holds.
See, there are 2-3 things which I would want to add. One is that I saw the game itself, ball by ball. I do agree 1 or 2 decisions, did go against Bangladesh, but I will not go to the extent of saying that they were deliberate. 2, there is a review system here, and in case the captain on the field or the the captain on the field or the batsman on the field, they had every right to ask for review. That's my 3 is, let these decisions be reviewed since Mr. Kamal is the president of the ICC, and if from the recording it becomes obvious that deliberately some decisions were given against, well, a committee could be there, the matter could be inquired into, and maybe action could be taken against these umpires. This I'm saying is if please quote me correctly, if he feels, because he is the president and he can always have the matter inquired
Absolutely.
into.
You're raising a very important point that these decisions can also be once again reviewed. Let's also get a word from former BCCI Secretary Niranjan Shah, who's with us on the phone line. Mr. Shah, how do you react to these allegations?
No, I think umpire mistakes everybody has to take as a part of the game. You cannot, and when you are a president of ICC, you cannot have another hat of president of Bangladesh Cricket Association. I think if umpires has made a mistake, it is part of the game, and you can see in the future that umpiring standard is improved more. But after all, this is part of the game, and I think during the tournament, at least not from the official of ICC should come any comment on that, because even in our board, if any officials say anything about umpire's decision, it is not advisable, and BCCI takes it very seriously. So I think umpiring is the part of the game. Mistakes are there. There is a review system, but it has only 1 or 2 review you can do. But that's why I am telling the BCCI is also against the review system. So either you totally depend on umpire and very certain...
Right, but Mr. Shah, Mustafa Kamal is saying that these weren't mistakes. He's alleging a bias against the Bangladeshi side.
No. You cannot use such a word. And I don't think if any other officials of the ICC should give such comment, I think it will be taken very seriously by the ICC.
All right, Mr. Niranjan Shah. Thanks so much for speaking to Headlines today. That was the ex-secretary of the BCCI telling us that the umpiring review system can be relied upon to recheck decisions, but once taken, the teams will have to stick to decisions. An explosive interview that Headlines today has managed to get with the president of the ICC, where he has questioned umpiring decisions in the India-Bangladesh match.